traders, and this is the market recap and analysis for October the 10th. We are going to go back to the day where we got the FOMC minutes out and where they discussed the fact that they are getting concerned over the rally in the US dollar, which is obviously making the US products abroad much more expensive, and as a result reducing demand abroad and obviously hurting the US manufacturers and the US economy. So as soon as these prostitutes heard that in their mind made all the trouble in the world go away, and the smell of cheap money on low interest rates make them all go crazy like hyenas. That also, the buying came out from a very oversold condition ahead of going into the earnings season and week next week. Then as we went up, we left behind all these little singles indicating that market was in an absolute total complete rush to move away on the upside. Then came the night after. The night after, it showed that since there was very little appetite above the previous session high, and the fact that we rejected well into the highs of the previous day and we opened with a gap down, signaled that there was no appetite left on the upside anymore. Then as we opened, we came up, retested the overnight point of control, failed to pierce through it. We got a reversal through the open, and then boom, a collapse into the first half hour down. And then when they tried to rally it again in the next half hour in B period, they were unable to take the open, another indication of weakness, and then the rest of the day was pretty much a collapse. But I told you at that time that under no circumstances we should be deleting 1940. And I'm on record on tape. You can go check my previous tapes. I'm not lying nor BSing anyone. It's not my style. And I said if we do break below 1940, then it is going to be subject to come for another retest of the lows that we saw on that Friday, or on the day of the FOMC meeting. It was Wednesday. So we did come down, and the fact that we were gonna break through 1940 became very, very obvious when we did break this 1945 area, because that was an area where 3 times they tried to hold the low, and also below that you had all these singles that were very much so target to get hit on the way down. Then came this morning, exact, complete, total opposite of what happened on the top with the overnight, which created a very nasty reversal on the downside. Happened to be exactly the same thing, but this time on the downside. That is why at the beginning you got this explosive push up where I was able to capture almost 10 points in a matter of minutes. But we should have stabilized our trading today above the open. But as you can see, we did not. Open today was at 1921.5, and we managed to have most of our trading below the open, which was an indication of weakness. And then suddenly in the afternoon, everything gave in, and then as you can see, we collapsed full blown to the downside. Now the very first area of support that we have is right here, right around between 1985 to 1895 to 1890 is absolutely critical, crucial to hold. If this level doesn't hold, ES will be in a very serious trouble. We are going then for another test of 1880, and if 1880 breaks, there is a complete total collapse which could be in one day towards 1840. Also, what you have to remember is this trend line that I shown you at least 2 weeks ago, many times. This deluge of sell that you are seeing is also the result that we did break below the 1920 and the trend line broke down. So that's why now this whole level of 1885 is so important, because if this breaks, we are gonna drop straight towards these lows here of 1840, and after that 1800. But it's just a drop in the bucket, because this is the big picture we are looking at. This is how much orgy, how much abuse, how much nonsense, how much market manipulation, how much phony baloney, how much corruption, how much theft has been taking place in our economy for all this time that this market has been going up, totally and completely detached from the reality of things. And I'm not going to give you a list of the reality of things, because you probably know my opinion about them. So we now want to be very careful, even though that there is a great chance that we are going to come back down up for a test of 1920. This is something that is very often done when a trend line breaks. A retest of that trend line is extremely common. Then when they see that we cannot pierce back through 1920, which is now, by the way, extreme massive resistance, for any downside to follow through, 1920 must be protected. Once we retest that and they see they cannot break through it, we expect the massacre towards 1840 and then eventually 1800. Crude, also I explained to you what is going on. People are just dumping paper like there is no tomorrow, because the paper is valueless. A contract of gold, of oil is good if you are hedging yourself that the price of oil is going to go up. But conditions geopolitically has changed dramatically, that is disfavoring the paper or hedging on the upside, because price is not going to go up anytime soon. Why? There are several reasons. One, oil is paid in dollars. Dollars has been rallying, therefore the price of crude has adjusted to a stronger dollar, and therefore it has come down. Two, there is a lot of oil now being produced by the United States, which is in a very close range to be floated into the world market. And now United States is even a higher oil producer than Saudi. Two, there is a float of oil on the market, which I called blood oil. Terrorists are selling them, corrupt politicians are selling it, Putin is selling it, the mullahs are selling it. All that oil, it's much cheaper than what you are seeing here at 85, which it represents nothing, because that oil to them is theft. It doesn't cost them. So even if they sell you the tanker based on $25 a barrel, they are $25 ahead. That oil is coming out from Syria, that oil is coming out from Iraq, that oil is coming out from Libya, that oil is coming out from Nigeria, that oil is coming out from Venezuela. Everyone is selling oil under the market to raise cash for their criminal activities, and therefore you have all that oil on the market, which obviously make the price of oil at this stage irrelevant. The next point why oil is also this bad is because the lower it drops in the very short term, the big oil companies are not going to support it, because they will be more than happy to see every single Joe Schmo mom and pop out of Oklahoma and Iowa and God knows elsewhere digging a hole in their backyard and becoming oil supplier. So as price is crashing down, it's cleaning out all the little guys that are involved. And I told you this many days ago, it is an extraordinary dangerous market condition. I told you the moves are going to be very violent, the moves are going to be very two-sided, and it requires extreme speed of execution in and out of the market fast, or what will be left on your body is only your underwear. And it's exactly what we are seeing. So I cannot tell you again if Monday we crash or if Monday we're going to go up on it. I really can't tell. All I know is that since we are at the middle of the day's range, your main resistance is now 86.28. Your main support will become today's low, 86.28, which either side of these two parameters we will exit should be the next aggressive leg up or down. Gold came back a little bit to life, and now it's in a stage of consolidation for eventually explode more. I am extremely bullish with gold, and I warn you, 1180 was gonna beat the mother of all walls of support. And we did test it, and you can see from 1180 it went again to 1230. Fantastic move. Now main support for gold is 1215. After, if we do break 1215, we're gonna come for 1205. But no matter what, I am extremely bullish on gold. The Euro toilet paper, the diarrhea coming out of Mr. Bernanke Mini-Me, now called the Draghi, the drag queen. Crap, garbage, junk. The poor thing, as soon as it comes up to life, they come in with a nasty sharp hammer, punch a hole on his head, and goes back dead again. So let's see what's gonna happen here. Support 1.2589, 1.2577, and at this point resistance will be 1.2675 to 1.2685. So it needs to exit either that parameter on the upside or the one that I gave you to the downside. It is stuck into the trading range, which also correspond to all these sessions that laid into each other previously to the left. Again, this is Reza with profiletraders.com. If you wish to learn honest market profile, efficient market profile with a live trading room that analysis, call trades live, honest operation, join me. My membership rate is at $550 right now. Lifetime is dirt cheap. Take advantage of it. Have a wonderful weekend.